It is well with my soul. Greetings, salutations, and good now. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Kevin's Major, doing it major. On my lunch break, just wanted to do this quick video. We got some nice aspects today, so we're going to talk about it. Today is the 3rd of July 2026. That takes us about 12 or 13 degrees into the Gemini season. So shout out to all of the Geminis. Now we know that the Gemini season is about being mutable, being flexible, being versatile. Of course, we're going to be social and playful and curious and all of that type of stuff. But on a deeper aspect, this Gemini season is kind of testing our faith, testing our belief, testing your wisdom and your knowledge. We know that Gemini could be quite logical, and so we could lose, our philosophy, we could lose faith, we could lose our belief system and our ideology, or it could basically show us where we are void of these things, where we are lacking of these things. The Gemini season could be quite analytical, quite rational, quite logical. And so, the shadow side, which is, Sagittarius, higher heights, broader horizons. Do you have higher heights? Do you have broader horizons? Do you have some deep spiritual beliefs or philosophies that could help you to, mitigate the times that we are living in? We also have Sun sextile in Saturn, which is in Aries, and so it's asking us to be disciplined. It's asking us to our actions, right? Aries, actions, our identity, courage, being able to, initiate and create new things. However, that has to be rounded and rooted, not rooted, rounded and rooted in being disciplined, being organized, and having some sort of structure to it. And so, whatever you're doing, Saturn is saying add some structure to it, add a routine to it, have a schedule, right? For this identity that you're trying to forge out of the fire of Aries. We also have a Capricorn moon, right? So Sun in Gemini, moon in Capricorn. And this Capricorn moon is quite interesting today because it's opposing Venus and Gemini in Cancer. So Venus and Gemini have a little stellium in Cancer, and this is deep because Cancer is a water sign, and so everybody is a lot more sensitive, everybody is a lot more emotional when it comes to what you want. When it comes to Moon and Venus, they're sort of similar but not the same. Moon is your mood, your emotion, and Venus is what you want, what you're trying to attract. And so, for example, you may be happy, all right? So your mood, your moon is happy. Therefore, I want pizza, all right? And so you could see your mood and your wants are quite different. You could be in a sad mood and still want pizza, I'm saying, to cheer you up. And so Moon in Capricorn. Capricorn is initiating and creating new ways of stability, organization, being practical, having something to stand on, how you're seen, your status, your duties, your career, your legacy. And so the moon wants to be well received, especially when it comes to your business, your status, your legacy, how you're seen in the world, your responsibilities and your accomplishments from carrying out all of these tasks and duties efficiently. So Capricorn wants to feel accomplished, wants to feel responsible. However, Venus, or let's say the mood we're in is, feeling accomplished, feeling responsible, feeling like, you're taking care of your duties and obligations. We're really trying to get tangible results out of, the Gemini sun, everything that we're doing. However, what we want, right, which is in Cancer, is to, I wanna be loved, not for who you think I am. I wanna be real loving for me, real love. We want real love, what I'm saying? We want to feel safe, we want to feel comfort, we want to feel that the people, places, things, circumstances, or useful, helpful, they're loyal to us. We want that big family energy. And so that's something that we need to balance. Again, your mood is, discipline, structured, organized, responsibility. However, you want comfort and luxury. And so there's a bit of an opposition there. And to magnify all of that, you have Jupiter, which is the planet of abundance, expansion. And so there's this big protective energy as Jupiter and Venus is there. So you're quite protective of the things that you want, and you're trying to hold on to, a certain type of mood. And so we need to balance those two energies. What else do I want to say on this one? But this one is quite interesting, even in my personal life. It's like we need to work together and not against each other. And so we know that a lot of this is happening in Cancer. And so a heavy emphasis on family, or the people, places, and things that you deem as your family or your home, your safe space, your comfort space. And so the opposition could be like arguments or confrontation. Everybody wants to, feel like they're stable in their responsibilities. However, the loyalty, the emotional support, the emotional protection needs to be there as well. Mars is in Taurus, right? So we need to be moving slow and patient, but also like we mean it. So a steady pressure needs to be applied right now. Mars doesn't like to be here. It's not free flowing and quite forceful as it loves to be. So strategic is the theme. Saturn in Aries, we already talked about this. You need to be disciplined in your direction. And so we know that Aries is initiating and creating. Aries is the spark. And so direct the spark, okay? Have a routine, have a system to the spark. Have a routine and system to your imagination, your creativity, and the things that you want to bring forth into the world. Neptune also in Aries, a few degrees away from Saturn, so there's not like a conjunction. However, sharing the same energetic signature of, initiating, creating new ways of seeing and feeling about the world, and Neptune just bringing in a whole lot of creativity and imagination, right, and your fantasies. And so this one is great for creating, for thinking, and helping you to just forge that new identity. And then Saturn is helping you to be quite disciplined about it. We also have Pluto in retrograde in Aquarius. Aquarius fixated way of thinking, communicating, learning. Pluto is coming there to shake things up. And so there's a transformation happening in our mind, the way how we think, the way how we process information, the way how we gain knowledge, right? And because it's fixated here, it's going to affect our group, right? Our group things or group think, and also our social groups, our acquaintances and networking, okay? Chinking away at anything that is not helpful and useful. So you might lose people, you might lose acquaintances, you might, switch things up and have to join a different group or association, or just reevaluating, those networks and affiliations and associations that you may have at this point in time. All right. So those are the transits that we're having. I mean, I think this Capricorn moon opposing, it's initiating. So this is just the beginning of, all of that what's being initiated in this Capricorn moon. The moon is still waning up until we go to the new moon. So we are going to be receiving a lot of energy from the moon. And so we need to be quite responsible. We need to, continue taking care of our duties. And if there's anything that we are not doing that we, is not well received, right, we need to use the sun to be able to be flexible and versatile and make the changes that are necessary for you to feel like you're accomplished, when the sun, or when the moon rather, your mood, makes a whole transit and go back into like another earth sign, or maybe swings right around and go back into Capricorn again, at least for the whole little cycle. You've been working on the things that are surfacing at this point in time. All right, major farewell until we meet again. This video is a bit longer than I expected, but I hope you find it helpful, useful, or at the very least, a little entertaining. Drop a comment down below if you've made it this far. Let me know what you're thinking about this transit, how it's feeling. Also, we need to cross our I's and dot our T's. I think it's Mercury is squaring. No, I think Sun is squaring Neptune. What's the transit? Let me see if I have it here. Sun is sextiling Saturn, and so that means Mercury has to be squaring Neptune. And so there's going to be some confusion, when it comes to the things that people are sharing right now. Okay, people are communicating emotionally or trying to get emotional reactions, and so don't take things at surface level. Watch your reactions at surface level. Do your research. Get to the deep roots of the information that you're receiving right now. Or it's a good time to just lock off, the distractions, or try to, filter them as much as possible. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. I have some interesting things brewing. I want to do a special reading for the cancers. And so because we're 13 degrees, 13 days, we only have a few more for me to make that announcement and get prepared. All right, so keep monitoring this space because we're going to make an announcement for readings for the next zodiac sign. And so I'm excited about that. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video. Doing it major.